When a daughter vanished, a father would not stop searching for the truth. Gary Bardwell was so close with his 27-year-old daughter, Jessie, that he feared something terrible had happened to her when he couldn't reach her. And he believed her new boyfriend had something to do with it. Tomorrow night, 48 Hours correspondent Maureen Maher looks at how Jessie's father would not give up his quest. Here's a preview.
I remember having a nightmare that something was terribly wrong. Jessie was killed. And when I woke up, it was just a dream.
But in his heart of hearts, Gary Bardwell knew it was more than a dream. It was an omen.
And I felt it.
In May 2016, Jessie vanished from her home in Richardson, Texas, where she'd been living with her boyfriend of 4 months, Jason Lowe. Detective Kieran Hale was assigned to the case.
As the father of 3 girls, I was very determined to get to the bottom of what had happened to Jessie Bardwell.
Jason Lowe told him Jessie had left their apartment on the morning of May 8th and never returned. Jason still seemed unconcerned 4 days later. The detective recorded their conversation.
We just did our own thing always. I didn't question me, and it worked.
The day detectives searched the apartment, there was a line of cocaine on the table. But it wasn't the drugs they were interested in. It was an odor coming from the garage.
It's a smell that you never forget.
It was the smell of death, and it was coming from the back of Jason Lowe's black Audi. There was no Jessie Bardwell, but even without a body, Jason was charged with murder.
Will you tell me where she's at?
I don't know any of that, man.
I had no doubt that he had killed her.
But he did doubt they would ever find her.
Texas is a huge state. There are 100 million different places you could hide a body in Texas.
The police eventually found Jessie Bardwell. What they found, no father should ever see.
And she was thrown away like a piece of trash.
A lot of times you can't recognize evil. It's one of those things that you know it when you see it.
I don't feel he's guilty of murder.
Jason's court-appointed attorney, Andy Farkas, says he is sure that Jason did not murder Jessie. He's not so sure he can convince a jury. So he road tests his case.
I've been a lawyer for 42 years.
In a mock trial.
I have never done this.
With surprising results.
Not guilty of murder.
Not guilty. The defense now believes Jason Lowe could walk out of jail a free man. But Gary Bardwell will not let that happen.
Give me 10 minutes in a 5-by-8 room, and I would kill him.
Maureen Maher joins us at the table. It must have been torturous for that dad because he didn't like him from the very beginning, the boyfriend.
No, I think every one of us has a friend or a family member who starts a relationship with somebody else and everyone thinks, why are they with that person?
What's that deal? Yeah.
But this happened so fast. Over the course of 4 months, she just stopped talking to her friends. The only access anyone had to her was by way of him. And the father kept saying, when do I step in? When do I step out? She's an adult.
Well, how did they convince the jury that he's not guilty?
So the mock jury has the defense attorney telling him the story. So you have a person who's measured, giving the correct tone, the exact words that he wants to use. That's entirely different than somebody who's a pathological liar who gets up on the stand, who's very emotional, and doesn't always follow the same line of story that the defense attorney wants them to.
So what was the most challenging thing for prosecutors, do you think?
I think that the body was so badly decomposed. While it was ruled a homicide, they didn't know how it happened. And sometimes a jury needs to have everything spelled out for them. They don't connect the dots the way the prosecution would like them to.
They couldn't explain how the murder took place.
They could not say how she was killed.
All right, thank you, Maureen. You can watch Maureen Maher's full report. It's called Taken Away, tomorrow at 10, 9 Central. It's all part of a 48 Hours double feature, which kicks off at 9, 8 Central tomorrow night right here on CBS.